I had to do an industrial park in Buellton to get the best food in Santa Barbara County. Ask anyone, and I mean anyone, where to get food on this side of town, and they're gonna send you here. This is Industrial Eats. All right, so tell me a little bit about the restaurant.
Well, we bought a catering company, my wife and I, 17 years ago, and the rest of this industrial building that we're in was basically storage. Wine storage, it was a rental company, it was a mechanic kind of place, and about 10 years ago I just got this idea of doing something, and I asked the city if I could do this 10 years ago, and they said, no, you can't, because it's not commercial, it's industrial. Around 2005, Sideways comes out, and the entire valley just explodes. The number of wineries quadrupled, and they wanted the tax revenues, so they changed their tune, and they were like, yeah, sure, do it. 3 years ago we opened.
You're packed all the time in a place where you maybe shouldn't be packed.
I love restaurants in unconventional spaces.
And everything here is a little unconventional. If you look on the walls.
Yeah, I say it's the inside of my head. They're just things I've collected over the years, some antiques. The photographs are from a good friend of ours. They're artists that I liked.
And you seem to know everybody who comes in the door. I mean, I watch you around the room. And I love the it's almost all communal space too, is the other thing.
Totally, yeah.
You meet people here when you sit.
People give each other food to taste. Strangers give each other food to taste. I love it. There were some in the valley who said, don't do communal seating, it won't work, that's not what people here want, and it was just important to me that it have that feel, that it really be a part of the community. And obviously this is not fine dining, but we've taken some of those techniques and some of that, certainly that care for the food, that level of care for the food, we have that here, but it's much more accessible. Get it to where you think there's enough flavor and then put in 10 times more. I hate on Yelp when I get a 3-star. It's like, give me a 1-star or give me a 5-star. Don't give me a 3-star. God, yeah.
Well, we've been talking about it long enough. You want to get to cooking?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
This is like learning from the master. So what are we making?
We're gonna do 2 dishes today. We're gonna do a pretty simple roasted chanterelle mushroom dish with some thyme, a little bit of Chardonnay, and some butter that's bomb. First time in 6 years they've been around because of the drought. We'll do that with the Pinot, I think, today.
Perfect.
And with the Chardonnay, we're gonna do some awesome Manila clams, farm raised down in Ensenada on the Baja Peninsula, by our friend Mark at the Jolly Oyster. He's got a shack on the beach in Ventura. We're one of his only wholesale clients, and he ships them up to me once a week, and they're amazing. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So let's get the chowder started.
Perfect.
So we tell people in the restaurant this is proper clam chowder, the way clam chowder is supposed to be. I don't know when it became the wallpaper paste that most people expect it to be, but that's
a lot of garlic.
We use a lot of garlic here. We use a lot of everything here. We like our flavor to be where you'd expect it to be, and then 10 steps beyond that. So, garlic, shallots, bacon. That's our bacon that we make here in-house.
You make it in-house?
We do.
You cure your own bacon?
We cure all our own meats, yeah. Yeah, we make our own ham, beef tongue pastrami, rosemary ham, smoke our own turkey, make our own bacon, pancetta.
So you did the bacon, and then you put on?
Olive oil. Lots and lots and lots of olive oil. So, and these are purple potatoes. We're gonna throw that in the oven, get that sweating a little bit. As with everything we cook, this is all we got, are these 2 ovens.
It's cold or it's oven? That's it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's have a look at our potatoes and garlic and shallot. Those are looking nice. Add our clams in there. Add some white wine. This is our Parmesan broth. So we go through about 2 80-pound wheels of Grana Padano Parmesan a week. And we save all the rinds, and we take a big pot of water and we put shallots and potato and all the Parmesan rinds, and we boil that, and we make essentially a stock and a bit of heavy cream. So white wine, parm broth, and heavy cream go into there. Let's have a look at our clams.
Those are all opening nicely.
The doneness of this dish is kind of determined by when the potatoes are done, so that's perfect timing.
I'm at home, I don't have a wood fire oven. What do I do?
Typically, this is just done on a stovetop.
Yeah.
It's just done.
Just throw it on the stove.
A little bit of butter, a little thyme, a little salt, pepper. Hit it with a little bit of lemon. I like the thickness of that. You don't want it too thick, but the starch from the potatoes, just tighten it up just a little bit.
Look at that.
The toasted garlicky breadcrumb over the top, just for texture. There you go.
All right.
Let's check out those clams.
Oh, that's chowder like I've never seen before. That's truth. That stock, it's got to be the Parmesan rind. That has to be what that is, because it's just so, it's so deep. There's so many layers going on, you don't even know where to start with it. It's not too thick, it's not too soupy.
Yep. The salt content of his clams and oysters is a bit higher because they're actually on the ocean coast. So I didn't add any salt to this.
There's no salt in
There's
this.
no salt in that. It's all natural salt from the clams themselves.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Awesome. This is fantastic. The clams go great with a lightly oaked Chardonnay for a couple reasons. The creaminess of the dish goes great with the slight creaminess of the Chardonnay, while the acid in the Chardonnay cuts through that richness. Finally, a full-bodied dish with a full-bodied wine makes for a great pairing.
We're gonna start the...
Or the mushrooms.
No, the mushrooms.
We're gonna start the mushrooms.
Yeah. So again, garlic and shallot, incredible mushrooms. I'm just gonna tear them a little bit.
The garlic reminds me of that scene from Goodfellas where he slices it
Totally.
so thin it dissolves in the pan.
Absolutely.
So the
Again,
base is actually the same, pretty much.
essentially.
Yeah.
Lots of olive oil, and then we just pop that in the oven, get those mushrooms roasting.
How hot do these guys get?
We like to keep the one on the right, which is primarily for pizzas, at about 900, and this one over here at about 700. And that's where we would normally do a lot of this saute work. This needs to be real hot because it has to happen really
You
fast.
gotta do it quick. Wow.
Yeah.
That's hot as hell.
Yeah, it is. Just a couple ciabatta toasts that we make up to help soak up all this great sauce we're gonna make with the mushrooms right now.
Beautiful.
See how they roasted up really nice. You don't need to do much but warm these. You just want to warm them through. They have such an incredible texture. Now we're just gonna hit it with a little wine, fresh thyme, tiny bit of chili flake, and just a little bit of butter. Maybe more than a little bit.
Gorgeous.
Perfect.
Oh God, those smell. If you could be here.
So lemon juice, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. That is the stuff. And then just kind of gently
Oh, just right on top of the bread.
on top. And
Let
a lot
it
of
soak
that
it up.
sauce will soak into that. And I think that's about as nice a thing you can do to a chanterelle.
Time to try?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The texture of those mushrooms is sick.
Yeah.
Just absolutely
That's
gangster. Enough acid in the sauce to kind of cut through, but not so much that you're gonna overpower anything. Bold flavors with like the garlic. Look at the garlic. It's thin enough that it's not like, there's no spice to it anymore. Like when it's raw, it just melts. Got the bread soaking up everything on the bottom. Those savory, earthy notes that you get with the Pinot Noir go great with the earthy mushrooms. And the high acid Pinot Noir cuts right through that butter. Thank you so much. Santa Barbara is one of my favorite wine regions. We touched on Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, but they're making everything up here. Italian varietals, Rhone varietals. Next time you're in LA, take the drive up and check it out. We'll see you next time on V is for Vino. Get the wine, full episodes, and more at visforvino.com.